A strong self-image is not a luxury. It is the quiet force that determines how far you rise, how deeply you believe in yourself, and how courageously you face the world. Most people never realize how much of their life is shaped by the simple question they rarely ask: who do I believe I am? You can have talent, intelligence, skill, or opportunity, but if your self-image is fragile, you will sabotage your potential before the world even has a chance to challenge it. Confidence shrinks. Decisions become timid. Dreams remain unpursued. This is why understanding and strengthening your self-image is not optional. It is foundational. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology ever named it. They believed the strongest version of yourself is built not through applause, titles, or achievements, but through the mastery of your inner world. You may not control what others think of you, but you control the voice inside your head. You may not control every circumstance life throws at you, but you control the way you respond. And it is in this private, internal space that your self-image is constantly being shaped. When you allow your identity to depend on things outside your control, approval, success, the perception of others, you become vulnerable to every shift in the world around you. The smallest criticism feels like a collapse. The slightest setback becomes a crisis. But when you root your identity in your own values, in your principles, in the way you show up each day, your worth stops depending on anything external. You begin to recognize the truth. You do not need anyone else's permission to feel worthy. That authority has always belonged to you. Many people suffer from a weak or inconsistent self-image because they have never taken the time to define who they are. They move through life trying on identities handed to them by society, expectations from family, trends from culture, demands from peers. They never pause to ask, what do I believe in? What do I stand for? What actually matters to me? Without clarity, confidence becomes impossible. You cannot feel steady when you have no stable ground to stand on. Epictetus urged, know first who you are. Once you decide what you value, you begin building a self-image aligned with something real. You stop chasing validation because your own standards matter more. You stop collapsing under judgment because your actions are guided by your beliefs, not by the shifting preferences of others. This alignment creates a life of direction and integrity. You stop drifting. You stop pretending. You finally begin to live as yourself, not as an echo of the world around you. But even with clarity, we live in a world overflowing with noise, comparison, distraction, and endless pressure to chase things that don't actually matter. Without intentional focus, your self-image gets pulled apart by conflicting desires and external temptations. Marcus Aurelius would ask himself, is this essential? Imagine if you did the same. Imagine filtering every thought, every worry, every comparison through that simple question. You would reclaim an enormous amount of mental space. You would cut away the trivial and deepen the meaningful. A strong self-image grows when you discipline your attention. When you stop measuring yourself against others and start measuring yourself against your values. When you stop trying to impress and start trying to improve. Your attention becomes the mold in which your identity is formed. What you focus on consistently becomes who you are. Self-image also thrives on reflection. Without it, you move blindly, repeating the same patterns, never understanding why you feel stuck. Reflection is not self-criticism, it is self-honesty. The Stoics used it to learn themselves from the inside out. At the end of each day, Marcus Aurelius would examine his thoughts and behavior, not to condemn himself, but to understand himself. You cannot change what you refuse to see. When you reflect, truly reflect, you illuminate the parts of yourself that need compassion, discipline, or growth. You recognize where you are improving and where you are avoiding. You stop living as a stranger to your own thoughts. Reflection gives you power over your narrative. Instead of being shaped by unconscious habits, you begin shaping yourself intentionally. However, the real testing ground for your self-image is adversity. Hardship confronts you with the raw truth of how you see yourself. When difficulties rise, do you shrink? Do you lose faith in your abilities? Do you interpret challenges as signs that you are not meant to succeed? Or do you face them with a quiet belief that you are capable of surviving whatever comes? Stoicism teaches that adversity is not an interruption to your growth. It is your growth. When something goes wrong, you are being shown a part of yourself that needs strengthening. When you endure a setback and rise again, even shakily, you build a new layer of inner confidence, the kind that cannot be faked. Every time you stand back up after life knocks you down, you send yourself a message. I am someone who survives. I am someone who overcomes. Over time, that message becomes your identity, and that identity becomes your power. Learning and growth also play a crucial role in shaping how you see yourself. Many people cling to the belief that they must already know everything or already be good enough, and this fear of inadequacy prevents them from learning at all. Yet learning is what expands your sense of possibility. Each time you acquire a new skill or perspective, your self-image broadens. You begin to see yourself as someone capable of adapting, growing, and evolving. This is the opposite of insecurity. Confidence grows not from perfection, but from progress. When you become a lifelong learner, you free yourself from the fear of failure because you no longer confuse failure with identity. You see mistakes as part of the process, not as reflections of your worth. Ultimately, the secret to building a powerful self-image is alignment, consistent alignment between who you want to be and what you do every single day. Self-image is built through action. The habits you practice are the evidence your mind uses to decide who you are. Every disciplined choice becomes a vote for the person you wish to become. Every moment of self-control reinforces the belief that you can trust yourself. Every challenge endured becomes a chapter in the story of your strength. You do not become confident by thinking. You become confident by showing yourself who you are through your behavior. A strong self-image is not something you stumble into. It is something you build with intention, clarity, honesty, resilience, and growth. The Stoics remind us that true confidence is not loud or performative. It is quiet, grounded, and deeply personal. It comes from knowing that you honor your values, manage your mind, learn from your experiences, and rise after hardship. It is the kind of confidence that remains steady even when life becomes uncertain, because it is anchored not in circumstance, but in character. When you commit to this path of self-mastery, you stop asking the world to validate your worth. You begin to recognize that the most powerful version of yourself has been waiting inside you